Vladimir Putin is someone who needs to be studied in every single university. I don't think there's any other human being, more specifically a leader of a country as big as Russia, with some of the most powerful weapons on earth, who is as humble as Vladimir Putin. The difference between Trump and Vladimir Putin is that Trump works for his own legacy, while Putin works for the legacy of Russia, for the good of the people of Russia. It shouldn't be surprising because in the US, presidents don't really have power. And I'm going to give you some example to show you that presidents don't have that much power in the US. Ever since Donald Trump came to power, he wants to switch things around. The deep state wants to continue wars. At the same time, they want to align themselves with Russia. But Russia is trying to humiliate the West. And they don't want to take that. So they don't like the way Trump is going about this entire thing. Trump wants to do business. He doesn't want to continue wars for a few reasons. Number one, he's not a warmonger. Number two, he knows that the US, as of now, cannot sustain these wars. So usually when the deep state makes a decision that they want to go against a president, they start putting pressure on the advisors who are around the president. So take this, for example. Donald Trump is interviewed after a flight, I believe this was in New Jersey, about Putin. And he responds that he's not happy with Putin because Putin is dropping bombs and killing innocent people. Now, in parentheses, he forgot himself that just a few months, maybe a month before, he was killing innocent Yemenis because of the Houthis. He forgot about that, right? He also forgot about the fact that his ally, his closest ally in Israel, is killing innocent people every day. He also forgot about that. So they asked him, were you aware that Vladimir Putin was on a flight? Ukraine shot some drones that almost hit the president's helicopter. And he responded by saying he wasn't aware of that. So it seems to me like the deep state decided the less information they give to Trump, the better they can guide him in the warmongering path. That shows you that Donald Trump doesn't really have power. A leader of a nuclear power who doesn't know this type of information about another leader of a nuclear power, that is unprecedented. As soon as something happened like this, when it comes to Russia, United States, China, those major powers, immediately the president needs to be briefed on that. Remember when Vladimir Putin spoke to Trump the last time? Some of the very first things that he told him, congratulations on the birth of your grandchild. How did Putin know those things? He's the leader of a superpower. Those leaders know everything that happened with other leaders of superpowers, specifically powers that have nuclear weapons. It is a must. Their intelligence tells them everything. That's how it works. It looks to me like Donald Trump does not receive the most important information anymore. But what shows you the power of Vladimir Putin is when the chancellor of Germany, Merz, comes out and say that they had lifted the restriction on long-range missiles to Russia. When he comes out and say that, everybody panics because they know Putin. Even the vice chancellor, who is supposed to be the ally of the chancellor, comes out and say, no, that's not true. He goes against his boss to say that's not true because they know Putin. They know the type of power that Russia has. It didn't even last 24 hours as soon as he said that. This same chancellor comes out and say, oh no, in fact, we're not going to send Taurus or whatever missile, I don't know how they call them, to Ukraine. All we'll just do is just help them build their own weapons. Because as soon as he said that those restrictions were lifted, Everybody started panicking. You notice Macron didn't say anything. Okay, maybe because he just got slapped by his wife, so he's still recovering from that. We don't know. The British Prime Minister didn't say anything. The White House didn't say anything, but the State Department spokesperson came out and said, oh no, we don't want to confirm that, right? Nobody wants to go there because as soon as that came out, it was breaking news in Russia. Now keep in mind, Putin himself was not the first one to respond to this. Everybody started talking about it. We have Medvedev, we have everybody threatening and say, oh look, as soon as Germany does that and we see a missile from Germany coming to Russia, we're going to hit Germany, not just Ukraine. In fact, Medvedev comes out and say, look, we're not only going to stop those missiles, but on top of that, we're going to hit Berlin. As soon as they say that, everybody's backing down. That comes to show you how much power Vladimir Putin has. He didn't have to talk too much before they all start reversing the course. So basically, the only person that attempted to say something like that was the Chancellor Merz. Everybody else stayed quiet. That comes to show you that Vladimir Putin is the most important human being of this generation. And this is why he needs to be studied in every single school today. It doesn't matter whether you're a nerd, you only like video games, you don't like politics. You need to be focused on geopolitics in this generation because people like Putin do not come all the time. How can someone like him take so much humiliation and still be calm with humility? How does he do it? He's the only reason why Russia has not yet started World War III. Because there are many people in Russia, now that Russia is powerful, who keep saying, look, he needs to send a serious message with a nuclear weapon in Ukraine, and everybody will respect Russia. And Putin is saying, let's not go there. The only reason why the Russians are not going after Putin right now is because they know that it's because of him that Russia has gained its superpower status again. Because if you look at Russia before the year 2000 and today, you understand that Putin is real. He's a powerful man. That is why it's very important to study Putin. Because if many people can study that man and try to see how he does it, how is he able that after every single thing they're doing, the insult, the humiliations and all of that, that he's still able to take all of this with calm and still tell his population, everything is under control. We're going to win this without involving emotional behavior. Russia does not back down. They never back down. It is better for Ukraine to stop this now while there's still time for them to stop.